All right, we are back with another video. We have lower body with some upper body mixed in because I need it. I need it for my bench press, as I've talked about before. Operation Get My Damn Bench Press is in full force, so I'm doing some type of pressing pretty much every day. This was at the start of the week. This was on the 27th, on Tuesday. We had just had the snowstorm on the East Coast. Training this whole week. I'm doing this voiceover on the 31st. Training this whole week was terrible, so I ended up taking an impromptu deload. I still trained every day. I just pulled way back on volume and weights. My deloads are never planned out. Whether I should or shouldn't, I don't know. I just never plan them out. It's kind of like just when fatigue gets really high, whether that's mental fatigue or physical fatigue. If I have several stretches in a day where I plan to train and something's just either getting in the way, whether it's me getting in my own way or in this case the snowstorm, which the snowstorm was absolutely awful because it wasn't just the snow, it was just an insane amount of ice. So we had like 6 to 8 inches of just straight ice. So it was something to deal with all week, whether it was trying to get plowed out so we could get out of the garage, just a whole bunch of nonsense. So it just ended up feeling like a good week to take a deload. This session triggered the deload because everything just felt terrible, just completely out of my element, and I just couldn't get my mind right. So maybe I'm soft. I don't know. I just couldn't get my mind right. Sessions weren't bad. It just none of my head was in it at all. I was just thinking about 1,000 different things this week. So in the past, when I've tried to like force myself to go as planned, it just always ends up bad. I end up in a terrible mood. I end up in a super negative headspace about my prep, about whether it's powerlifting, bodybuilding. Sometimes I end up getting hurt. So after this session, I ended up just, again, calling an audible and deloading. And you can see, so I doing all my upper body and lower body accessory work first. And then I go into a single. My planned single was a pause squat, or my planned squat work was a pause squat. I did the pause squat at 315 and it was awful. Up until the squat, everything felt bad, but it wasn't awful. I was kind of managing my way through it. But here, and maybe the video doesn't do it justice, but I did 315 for a single. A month ago, I did 385 for a pause squat, and you can see it's markedly different. So get to the bottom, it just felt terrible. Didn't look too bad from the video, but then here is now from a month ago. This was my pause squat from a month ago, and you can see the difference. The 385 just moved way better. So these are things that I try to kind of keep in mind when I'm trying to figure out, do I need to call an audible and just change course as far as exercise selection for the day, to pick an exercise that's I'm going to lock in a little bit better for, or do I need to call an audible and just take a whole deload? So just given the week, my kids were off the entire week from school. I teach, obviously. I was off the whole week. It just did not lend itself to good training. So I just chalked it up to not a loss, but just, again, a little change of direction for the week. I tried to salvage it with this leg press. This leg press actually felt really good. But again, the rest of the week was just kind of taking a dive. So like I said, just called an audible. I try not to get in my own head. Same thing with clients and athletes that I coach. I try to kind of coach them through not getting in their own head. Did I get weaker in a month? No. That's why I posted that, like just showed that video of my 385. I did not get weaker in a month. Training's been consistent. Food's been consistent. Everything's been fine. It's just life stressors get in the way. They monopolize your recovery, and, shit just happens. So you got to know when to chalk it up, change course a little bit, live again to fight another day. So next week's a new week. I'm trying to look at things, and I've been talking to my clients and athletes a lot about this, is try and zoom out and look at everything on a long-term graph. This week deload is not going to be the thing that sets me back or throws me off course. If anything, it's going to allow me to stay on course longer and get better training sessions, lock in better, all that kind of stuff. So people are just really, myself included, they're really quick to just focus on the negatives that are going on, as opposed to zooming out and looking at everything again, on a graph over the course of 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it might be, and look and see the graph and say, oh, like that little deload or that bad day was just, it was just a blip on the map. It was just a blip on the graph of my total progress going linearly upward over the course of years. So try not to get too hung up when things aren't going the way that you wanted them to. A lot of times people chalk it up to like, oh, my programming or this or that. In reality, like, I think most programs work as long as they're not like outright stupid or anything like that. So just keep on keeping on, man. Just keep on keeping on. Change course when you need to. Lock in. But I did get some progress photos. So the progress photos are actually coming up next. I was happy and unhappy at the same time with progress photos. So I'm about 159 right now. I'm 2 weeks into the diet. Here's my front relaxed. I'm happy with how lean I am coming in. I'm happy with my shoulders. I'm happy with my whole upper body. Legs I thought were leaner, and maybe it's lighting. I don't know. Posing felt terrible. That's where I was very unhappy. You can see from the back, my left leg, if you look at these pictures, my left leg has notoriously smaller than my right leg. You can even see the adductor on my right leg is just a lot girthier. So I'm going to try and put in some extra volume into my left leg. Whether I should do that or not, I don't know, but I'm going to try it. I want to try and even out my left and right leg. Lats, again, that's where posing comes in. I'm kicking myself just because I have not practiced posing a lot since my last competition in 2024. That's my own fault, but we're locked into practicing posing again. Posing just felt foreign. I just relied too much on riding the bike mentality, and it just did not feel good. So that's going to be a point of emphasis, is practicing my posing. Like, everything felt forced and not fluid, and it just felt gross. Like, even this front double bicep that you can see right now, it's awful. I'm not flaring out my lats. Legs are not popping because I'm not tilting my pelvis. It's just not good. Back here, hamstrings aren't popping because I'm not doing what I need to. I'm not adducting to get them to pop out. Again, I'm super happy with progress from a musculature standpoint. It's just posing is not where it needs to be, and posing will make or break you when it comes to, your stage present and kind of how you place. So this is my good side, quote unquote good side, on my side chest. You can see on the next one, my side chest is terrible, even though my right side is a more developed side. It's more vascular, but I just can't pull it together with this side chest. So again, just stuff I need to focus on. And then for the OCB classic physique, I have to do both sides. I don't get to choose a quote unquote good side. So I got to just practice. Ab and thigh was okay. I just really thought my legs were leaner coming into this. Again, I'm 159 now, about 2 weeks into the diet. And maybe my legs are leaner and I'm just doing a terrible job of letting that kind of come out in the posing. My choice classic physique poses, these are not good. It doesn't feel flowy. Lats are not there. I mean, lats are there. I just need to do a better job of getting them to pop in the posing. I'm trying not to kick myself too much because this is, again, my first real posing session, which is not good. I mean, if you're a bodybuilder, you need to be posing all the time, not just in competition prep. But that's my own fault. So we're just going to go double time with practicing posing. What else we got next? And then I just wanted to show, I got my legs to pop a little bit more. So my legs are relatively lean, but we got a ways to go. So we will be ready by May for both powerlifting and bodybuilding. So like, subscribe, comment, follow me on this journey. Hopefully you guys like the content.